It should be, because I pressed the button that said switch to storage.
Maybe no switch. Or probably.
Right, so we're on. We're on.
Yeah,
Okay,
yes.
so see, here we go. Right, so you want to use a kind of rolling and tracking. So it's going to be the fingers here, right? Now, there's the point of tension. So I've got my power finger in, and I'm rocking 10 seconds. And then I'm moving. And then I'm moving. So you can be working all these muscle groups until you come up to the shoulder, okay? And then working all your way back down. And you can be working a finger width apart because it's a smaller area. So I'm not coming down here because it's nice and soft. I'm staying up here because it's tighter. You have pain there? No? Yeah. We can also as well grip the muscle and give it a nice squeeze. Deep breath. Big sigh out and squeeze.
And before you bring the triceps in extension to contract, or to apply a small contract and then to press while you release or the contraction.
I'm not sure what you
Or-
mean.
I mean, when you pull the forearm up.
Here?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah?
Is and then you press down, and while you press
Yes,
down.
yes, there. Yeah, we
yes.
just want to squeeze it out
Yes.
in the beginning,
Okay.
yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So you do your dry work. So here, we're then squeezing the muscle tissue out.
Yes.
You then want to rock the muscle, and then you want to apply your power finger. Now for her, it's here. So you want to put the power finger in, rocking for 10 seconds, moving, put the power finger in, rocking for 10 seconds, and you keep pulsing with that
Yes.
on the bands there where it should be tight until it loosens, and then just give it a big rock, okay? Now you want to get some oil.
That's called the arm curl.
It is, yeah. So I'm just using some of your holistic techniques here. So you can be using your thumb stripping to come up the bands. And you can get more information when you start to work with a bit of oil too. Relax, relax there. Okay, and now you're going to take it into extension and just effleurage over the top of all of that, okay? Now she's
Yes.
quite soft here.
I think there in the sport lessons question there's one question. I think it's even in the first letter of the massage. There's a question: when do you apply effleurage deeper to
After-
achieve other results? Or
You go in with your deeper effleurage after you have achieved a softening of the muscle tissue.
okay,
So as it softens, as you feel it loosening and lengthening, then you go in with your deeper movements. So you want to
Yes.
slow it down and increase your pressure then, not in the beginning.
first it must rest a bit or release a bit. I mean, to
You need to
calm down.
prepare the area
Yeah.
before you go in with your deeper effleurage.
Okay.
If in the beginning the muscle tissue is really hard and you go in too deep, too fast, it doesn't feel good for the client, and the client will resist and they'll contract against you.
Just it came also just another question. It's not probably right now about the armlets or so, but there was also a confusing question about scar tissue in a friction. How a friction would like
Yes,
look in the scar friction.
cross fiber friction
Could
for
you
scar
show
tissue.
this later, or while today just short how it would be?
It's this.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
it's just
it.
this.
Yeah, you can use cross fiber friction. You can use frictions like that, so it's horizontal and it's also coming up and down.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Good.
Okay, so for the muscles here at the top, you want to have the arm coming onto the bed, and you're just using a loose fist just to steamroller over the top of that. Okay, we can also be extending the arm. So this is a myofascia stretch with application of your thumb here to strip into the area. Okay. You can also be working with loose fist to cover all of the areas as well.
I'm sorry, what do you call that movement there? Like what you were just doing?
It's a myofascia stretch.
Okay.
Yeah? So you want to apply the motion, so it's a passive stretch as well, Kaylin. Okay, so we're passively working with the area. So as you stretch into it, so here, if I'm focusing on the deltoid, it's a smaller movement. And then you can be using your loose fist. That's beginning to soften now. You feel that, Elaine?
Yeah.
But she's a little bit tight here on this deltoid area.
What causes it to be tight?
Your body that you do, things you do every day, driving the car, picking up grandchildren, the Mercadona shopping. You just need to look at your body mechanics. Okay, so I'm combining it here with, what's this called? Yes. Okay, so this is ringing. Kaylin loves ringing. So with these movements, they're quite deep and intense. So do that for a minute, pull it back, and then give it a bit of love. So like Paddy and Glenn are quite big guys too, so it's quite nice to use the ringing motion, okay, on them. And then come back in again and just check it there. Okay. Now we can also be bringing the arm here onto the back as well. And here too, you want to be working with your thumb stripping. Okay. And you can be working with your loose fist coming over that as well. You can also be working with a stretch from the client too. So you want to flex and then extend. Flex and then extend. Okay, we don't work in the soft muscle tissue here. You can do any of your holistics, but we don't work with it in that way. Work with your arm off the side of the bed. So if it was more here, you would do it reverse by working with your thumb. So if you come and stand behind me, you'll see how you can work here into the tricep.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm rocking and I'm just using my thumbs. Now she's super soft, but points attention.
You with the thumbs you move it up.
Yes, yeah. So it's my thumbs that's making the movement. Now there's a slight point in there. So what you can do is to hold it here, in at the trigger point, and just rock it for 10 seconds, coming back in. And if it was another point there, you can either hold it for 10 seconds like that or rock into it. Arms, because arms are quite sensitive, it's nice to hold and rock at the same time. Okay, relax, relax. And then give it some love. Always give it a good arm curl. And a nice shake. Now, we're going to use our forearm now, get our bigger tool. Deep breath, Elaine. And big sigh out. Here we go. And relax, deep breath. Big sigh out. Okay, so that was just a nice stretch. I'm now using a windscreen wiper as I'm coming up. And again, deep breath for me. And relax. Now, I'm using the claw, the twister, whatever you want to call it. So you can windscreen wiper, you can twister, which all squeezes it in different ways. Just a bit of love there, a bit of effleurage. And now you can use the shaker. And you can anchor your arms so you're sitting here on top, or you're hitting more of the bicep, or you're hitting more of the tricep. Okay, so points of tension there, deep breath, Elaine. Big sigh out. Okay, scale of 10, where are you?
6.
She's a 6. Okay, so it's taking me to come in here to get right into this. Okay, deep breath, take it to a 1. Are you okay with that, or do you need me to back off?
No, it's okay.
She's okay, because it can be quite sensitive up here in the deltoid. There we go. Okay, breathe. Big sigh out. Where are you?
6.
A 6 again. Okay, so I'm probably going in about 30% here. Okay, so it's 30% from me. It's not overloaded because it's super tight, I'll kill her. But again, you need to have your own judgment here. So we don't kill the clients. It's not about, okay, it's deep tissue, we're really going to go for it. You have to find the scale of 10. So she's okay with the 6. That's why I said to her, are you okay, or do you need me to back off? She's all right, okay? So let's just give that. Nice. Beautiful. Okay, that's feeling a lot better now. And relax, relax. So I'm doing more here, you see, over the deltoid area that I just worked on. Okay, coming back, taking it out the fingers. Nice, we've got some movement there in the pinky. Okay, so that's what we have there with the arm. Now, if we're coming on to the scapulae area, some of the bigger movements that you can make are working with your elbow, or working with your double thumb, your trigger point, okay? So you can come right into the center there of the scapulae, deep breath, and big sigh out.
Of which center do you're in the middle point of the scapula right now?
Yes,
Or
so we have, right, try and show you. Wait, you let go down? Okay, so this here's the scapulae area. We've got the spine of the scapula, you've got the medial border there. So the major part is called the infraspinatus, okay, and then we've got the teres group that sit down there. So all of them together are part of the back arm lines.
Yes.
So you don't need to get too bogged down in, am I on teres major, am I on teres minor, am I on the infraspinatus, because they all hang out together anyway. They're a family, they join
One
in.
fascia,
They join in here. So you just need to track where it's tight. So for me, you can use some of your holistic, where you can be tracking here with your thumb, okay? And again, she's right super tight there in the kind of midsection. So I'm probably sitting right on the end of the infraspinatus. Deep breath, Elaine. Big sigh out. Where are you?
7.
She's a 7. Okay, so again, you would hold it for a 1 there. Now, Elaine's kind of normal size. She's like a kind of normal person you would work on. The likes of Glenn and Paddy that are coming in this afternoon, they're much bigger. Now, if you were to do this in Glenn and
the
Paddy,
elbow.
exactly, yes, you need your bigger tool. So for Glenn and Paddy coming in, you then want to go into a lunging stance. Have the arm off the side of the bed. Deep breath for me, please, Elaine. And then really open your legs and let it come from the core. Scale of 10, where are you?
7.
She's a 7, okay? So you can create much more depth of pressure there when you're working on the scapula area. Okay, so you've got your double thumbs, your trigger point, tracking the bands. Sorry, coming onto the scapulae area there. And then also working with your lunging stance coming in. Now, you can incorporate that with some nice stretches afterwards. So you want to hold the wrist, and we're coming into a passive movement and pushing over the top of that. So you saw some of this last week as well, Kaylin, okay? The difference is that we're sweeping into it more about 30%. It's not soft tissue release. You want to give it a bit more pressure. Okay, so you can be working in this way. We can also take it over this way as well. And again, you can do an awful lot more detailed. You can come on to the other side. So we've worked up here. You can also come in there, scale of 10. Where are you? So she's an 8. So either side here of the joint is super tight where the tendons are hanging out. So when I've got really complex shoulder injuries that come in, if you work the muscle tissue first and then you come right into the tendon area, sometimes you need to press right on the tendons to actually get the shoulder to really release, okay? So you can work on either side. You can work right up in there and you can also work on the other side too. So that's much more advanced work. In this position, again, you would be doing what we did yesterday for the arm line. So a quick recap is opening at the neck, okay? Coming down with your double thumbs, holding on with your trigger point work, stripping all the way. If it was an arm injury, don't go down there, just purely keep it in at the arm lines. And then also working with your elbow, and you can be working with your scale of 10 there.
Yes.
As well. Okay, now working with the arms, again, it takes you quite some time to learn properly how to do the forearm and how to do the rocking and the trigger point work on the deltoid and the bicep. It will take you a good few times to learn how to do that. But once you learn how to do it, like Elena that works for me now, Elena was already sports massage therapist before she came to train with me a couple of years ago. And she came purely for deep tissue with Myofascial Meridians. And her husband is an osteopath and chiropractor. So when she learned how to do this, and she went back, the osteopath and chiropractor was like, whoa, it makes such a difference to his job when you work with this technique, because it's so much better when you fit it in with what sports massage is next week, or the holistic, like what Elena did. So it incorporates, it fits all around itself really well. Okay, right.
It looks all functioning.
Yeah, it increases the functioning, it gives a longer lasting relief on the muscle tissue as well, and it just becomes a much better treatment for the client. Any questions? Great. Okay.
Not the last treatment, the treatment before, what did you say with here was a bit, I was switching the place, I couldn't really observe it.
When I was working in this way, over the scapulae?
Yeah, it was not the last one, the last before the last one, was it, I think, yeah, it was this problem.
I was working here.
Yes, it was about, yes, with the thumb, you used
like
the
that?
thumb. Yes,
right.
Exactly.
Okay, yes. Right, so what we can do to track the bands is with the arm off the side of the bed as well, you can be using thumb stripping. Again, sorry, when you come from different schools, like I taught Kaylin how to do this over the last couple of weeks, so I understand now. So I teach this in the holistic and in the sports. So you just have the arm off the side of the bed, and we're stripping, thumb stripping from the edge of the scapulae coming into the shoulder girdle.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
yeah, so
yes.
we can do this to find out, again, where is it tight, where is the tension.
Yes.
As you're stripping, you'll pick up, like she's tight there. You can also shake the arm to create a bit of disturbance in the muscle tissue as you're doing that, okay? So that's like a bit of a deeper movement, is to stretch at the same time. So it's very obvious that she's tight here. Then you would do your trigger point work, hold it for 10 seconds. And then again, you just want to effleurage over the top of that. What we can also do, Eugene, is to stand here with reinforced fingers and to come over all of that area there too, to push it into that way with a bit of shaking, a bit of vibration.
Of the lateral part of the scapula.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can be working in that way, and then you can also incorporate it here
Yeah, yes, yes,
with
yes.
the stretches. Okay. If it was more here, and you were finding that the triggers were here, and you were working like this with your trigger point work, pulling it back, or giving it some circles, giving it some reverse thumbs, what we can also do for the kind of mid to top section is to bring the arm here, put your trigger in, and then hyperextend the arm as well. So this
Okay.
is very good for 10 seconds as well, if we have more triggers happening up there.
Is this there you're on the beginning or of the ligaments of the levator scapula?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
yes. So it's for the midsection to the
The-
top, the
The
top
angel
section.
of the
Yeah.
scapula, medial.
So if it's more here on the top trap area, what we can do is you need to be standing around in this way, and here with your power finger, you then apply a hook on, deep breath.
Yes.
So I'm in with my power finger, reinforce it. Okay, scale of 10, where are you?
7.
She's a 7, and then you would hold that until it's a 1, or again work with your 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 45 seconds. You can also be doing, come round here, Kaylin, so you can see, a finger effleurage. It's still on, yeah? So you're tracking with your fingers, there we go, right there. There's another part, okay? Deep breath, Elaine, always on the out breath. Pull into it, so I'm hooking in with the power finger. Scale of 10, where are you?
6.
She's a 6. Hold it to a 1, okay? In again. Now, as we come to band 1, band 2, band 3, band 4, and then we have like the SEM, you can also be tracking with 3 fingers coming over the neck there too. And you can be feeling where it's tight. We can use all 3 fingers, right? So I'm on band 3. I'm hooking in at the side of the neck. Come round so you can see this. With 3 fingers. Scale of 10 there, Elaine. Where are you? A 7?
Yeah.
So she's a 7 there on band 3 when you push it in this way. I can also take my power finger and be working from the cervical spine as I come to band 3 and locate it right in the center too. So you can work there, you can work more at the bottom, and then you can also work in at the occiput too. So that's if you want to hit the top area. You need to reverse stance, hook on, finger effleurage, and then you can be working with the neck in this side too. Super cool. I use these techniques a lot. Okay?
Yes.
After you've done this, you can do all your stretches. Okay, so I'll show Eugene because he wasn't in last week. So if it was more here, okay, Elaine, turn your head there to that side. You want to be hooking under the elbow and here at the wrist, okay? Deep breath, Elaine, and big sigh out and pull down. You need to have the head turned to the side.
To feel the stretch.
Yes, yeah, that's it, okay. We can also as well make a hook on here, deep breath, Elaine, and big sigh out. Okay, so you lever and you can pull it out the way. And then here for the under part of the scapulae too. Again, it's below the elbow that you hook on. Deep breath, big sigh out. Okay. Bringing the arm around there. Put your arm back on the bed. For here, underneath the scapulae, what we can also do too is to hook on there. Deep breath, big sigh out, and then you pull up. That's another way to give that a really nice stretch up there. Okay, the more advanced movements, and not everybody's mobile enough to do this. I don't know, Elaine, if I wouldn't normally do this with Elaine. Look this way, Elaine, there. If this doesn't feel comfortable for you, let me know. Okay, so we have I call this the chicken wing, okay? And you have her in this position, right? Just come with me, deep breath, Elaine. Big sigh. I'm just going to pull. You can pull round in this way. Okay, and that gives a beautiful stretch out there in a safe position. And again, when she's extended, you can come back into scapulae and pull the scapulae round. Okay? All right, Elaine, there you go. Thank you. Good.
This kind of movement I know by self. I mean, if I put this and then
Great.
I can stretch this side and while
Yeah.
this increasing.
So you want to do these stretches after you've done all your application. All